Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Guff-Gaaf Unfiltered. I'm your host, Sudesh Gurung. Thank you very much to everyone who has been messaging me, commenting the guest recommendation and topic recommendation. I really appreciate it. And my goal is to bring a conversation that's engaging and fun. So today I have my guest, none other than my sister-in-law, Nisa Thapa.
Stop! Don't say.
Okay, she doesn't want me to say that. Okay, र आज मेरो गेस्ट कोही नभएर मेरो Sali, my sister, Nisa Thapa. Let's welcome her. Welcome to my show.
Thank you for having me.
How does it feel to be forced to come to this show?
I feel grateful to have a Vena who's so into so many things. Yeah.
यो फर्स्ट पडकास्ट होइन
Oh, the
कस्तो लाग्यो मेरो सेट
that me. It's very nice. It's very minimalistic, but nice.
Okay, nice. Well, yeah, again, thank you for coming. I really wanted to have you on my show because जब पनि हामी like conversation हुन्छ नि त, there are a lot of things we talk about होइन, and I think you would be a good guest. What's going on in life? What's new? What's exciting?
Well, school just ended, so that's that.
What are you studying and where?
I'm studying health science biology at Carleton University, and I am in my third year, going to my fourth year now.
Okay, nice. So doctor बन्ने हो त?
Doctor, first ma चाहिँ त्यही थियो, but I think now that I'm more into it, I'm more interested in labs, medical labs, but it's always been the medical field, yeah.
Okay, so health science is medical field, man.
Yes.
Okay. I think I remember you told me, and we had to do that back in high school. In biology class, we had to dissect like a frog, I think. So university right now, you have to dissect some animals.
Oh, we have to dissect larger the organisms, and then if we are if we pursue that even in the future, we could even get to a dead body, like a human body. So that should be interesting.
अहिलेसम्म के चाहिँ काटिसक्यो त?
All sort of organisms. A pig गरेको, sheep को brain गरेको, monkey को brain गरेको. We did some sharks and oysters and then porewa. So yeah, all sort of organisms. We tried to go to like a different ecosystem. So we did sea, land, गरिसक्यो and all that.
Oh, okay. And you like it?
Yeah, it's so interesting because of parewa, for example, you see the organs and everything. Esophagus janta bhurisamman. That's the same as a human being. Whereas हाम्रो चाहिँ is just more complex, ठुलो, you know, so it's comparable. Go different animals भयो भने.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, मलाई चाहिँ science अब I tried होइन, तर it's not for me, you know, and so you like that area, right? Like that field.
Science,
Yeah.
science, mathematics, yeah. It's always been my forte.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's good. All the best and good for you. You know, you can just dissect human, dead humans soon. Okay, I can't wait to hear about it. Okay, so you came to Canada when you were really young. होइन कति वर्षको थियो?
I believe I was 5 years old.
5?
Yeah.
के थाहा छ नेपालको के थाहा छ?
मलाई केही याद छैन. I don't know anything, but I think the only thing that I retain is the language.
Language.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you asking me, किनभने back home हामी त क्याम्पमा थियौँ नि त होइन, and you were asking me, अनि फ्रिज थिएन or electricity थिएन भनेर. So that shows you don't know anything.
Yeah.
You have no memory.
Not at all. But I've heard a lot of stories from my grandparents and even Didi, but I personally don't remember living in that kind of setting.
Yeah.
No.
And directly you came to Quebec City.
Quebec City, yes.
How does it, like, how did you manage to live there in different situation, like different environment than here? You know, the friends and everything.
So I think first school नै गएको फ्रेन्चमा थियो because नेपालमा I didn't go to school. So मेरो के compare नै गर्ने थिएन क्या. So my first everything was in Quebec. So I feel like when someone says home, Quebec City feels more like home than, let's say, Nepal or Ottawa, because I came to Ottawa when I was a teenager, so it was a little later in life. But learning French was not that big of a deal because, like I said, that was my first language that I spoke in. Learning English was challenging, however.
Because that was your like
Second, third language. So, yeah.
Okay. And you're fluent in French.
In French and now in English
Yeah.
and somewhat good in Nepali.
Yeah. हामीले धेरै फाइदा उठाएको छौँ. Whenever we go to Quebec City together, we ask you to order everything, right? किनभने mostly French छ नि त हैन?
Yeah.
त्यही थियो मेरो I think one of the regrets चाहिँ French नसिकेको होला हैन? And it's good that you are fluent in French.
Yeah, it's like a flex. हुन्छ नि अहिले आएर चाहिँ when someone's like, oh, you can speak French, I can proudly say yes. मलाई थाहा छ.
Yeah. How do I say in French? Welcome to my podcast and thank you for watching.
Bienvenue à mon podcast, puis merci de le regarder,
Bienvenue.
I think.
के अरे? Bienvenue.
Bienvenue à mon podcast.
À mon podcast.
Merci
Merci
de le regarder.
de le regarder. Okay, nice. All right. And then you moved to Ontario in teenage, ma?
Yeah, when I turned 12 years old.
And you still continue to learn French?
Yeah, I went to French immersion school, so it would be a 50% French and then 50% English. So that was very good for me to unsani to French sikirakhnu at the same time learn English. So that was good, yeah.
That's good. And कतिको मिस गर्छौ Quebec City?
Oh, so much. I had so many friends, so many memories. It's like तपाईहरुको नेपालको याद आउँदाखेरि ओ यस्तो भएको थियो हुन्छ नि. That's like me with Quebec City. So that's like my comfort place.
Okay, so if you could pick a place to live, then Quebec City.
It would be Quebec City all the way, yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, Quebec City is beautiful. दामी ठाउँहरु छ घुम्ने ठाउँहरु.
And the people there were really accepting as well. So, yeah.
Nice. All right. Let's move a little bit towards something we both connect to, reading. I know. And I don't know. अहिलेसम्म तिमीले मलाई कतिवटा books gift गरिसक्यौ हैन? Multiple books, and you like reading books. I love reading books. And you had recommended me multiple books. Like, what are you reading right now?
Right now, I haven't read anything, but I was looking into the 4 Agreements, the book that I just gave you, and went to first go pade, and I'm really interested in it. So once you're done, I can read that. But my favorite book all time has to be the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I really like that book because every chapter is so is so thoughtfully written, and my favorite one has to be you've read it, right?
Yeah. I'm reading that one.
Yeah, the chapter that says seek to understand and then to be understood. And that's played a big role in my life as well because I've used that in so many relationships of mine, whether it's families, friendships, or romantic relationship. So yeah.
And you also read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective
Teens when I was a teenager myself, and that has shaped, oh my God, my mindset it just made me a better person, I believe. That book was really helpful.
That's good. Yeah, I'm reading the 7 Habits and I'm enjoying it. So you work in a heaven that is you're surrounded by books, I know.
Yes.
As a bookstore, how does it feel like bookstore ma kaam garda like you don't feel like reading every book?
No, because everyone has their own preferences, but I like working at my bookshop, especially because you get a lot of educated people. We get doctors, lawyers, whatever you name it, and they come in for different type of books. Everyone has their own preferences. they help me learn so many things. तर मेरो चाहिँ I have my own preference, which is personal growth.
Okay.
I really like wellness, so I kind of prefer those kind of books. Yeah.
Okay. यस्तो कुनै book छ where you're working and then that book is really popular and you feel like why is this book really popular? त्यस्तो कुनै book छ?
Well, now it's the Hunger Games. The Noya Hunger Games ko aako छ, and I've never really been a sci-fi person or fiction person. So I always thought sci-fi would be for like teenagers or just sano sano manseheru. But when elderly come in just for that book, I questioned myself. I'm like, it's still important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so that's fascinating. That's one thing I learned. Books, they don't have a specific age. Of course, categories and so teenagers go fiction, adults go lagi, but a teenager can be reading a fiction and an adult can be reading a teens book, so it's
okay.
not really a...
Yeah. अहिले चाहिँ कुन popular छ book?
The भर्खर नयाँ Hunger Games को आएको छ, and of course the Let Them Theory, त्यो त्यसमा, and then Rich Dad Poor Dad, that's always been so popular business ma, even though
Yeah.
I don't read business.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Rich Dad Poor Dad, like यहीँ छ होइन, this book is
Oh,
over there.
there you go.
I read it. It's okay. Like it's not that practical छैन. It's more of like mindset on the same thing with Think and Grow Rich. A lot of people highly recommend that for the finance thing, but it still is only about thinking than actual practical. Anyways, yeah, I hope you keep working at the bookstore and more
So that
free
you can-
booksहरू आउँछ डिस्काउन्टमा होइन, so I can read a lot. Okay. So let's move a little bit towards you. You are asking what's MBTI. You asked me what's your MBTI. What is MBTI?
So MBTI is a personality test more towards a psychology side, and it helps you know yourself better, and it's an online test that you can like fill out the questions, and at the end it's gonna give you a 4-letter के भन्छ
4-letter कुन personality trait?
yeah
भनेर?
personality trait भनेर. So you can have I or E, or then intuition or sensing, and then thinking or feelings, and perceiving and judging. So it really helps you know who you are overall.
Oh, okay. So मैले गरेँ होइन, I went to the link, answered all the questionnaire, and it gave me my personality trait ENFJ.
Yeah.
होइन, so that means I'm caring, enthusiastic, idealistic, organized, responsible, diplomatic, skilled communicator,
Yeah.
value connection with people.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, no, that's exactly who you are. Especially the E, that stands for extroverted. You like talking to people. I mean, you're doing the podcast for a reason, but that's exactly who you are. And MBTI tests, they're so important for personal growth. They help you build relationship with others, but you as well, yourself as well. And I find that they're really helpful in career paths, especially. So everyone should do it.
And what's your MBTI?
My MBTI is INFP.
INFP.
Yeah,
Okay.
that means that I'm more of an introverted manse, and F stands for feeling. So I tend to care more about other people's rather than like focus on facts, and more emotionally driven.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's it was like you.
Yeah.
More introvert. Okay. Would you recommend people to do that?
Yeah, everyone should do it, especially like teenagers who still don't know what to do in life, or even adults who have so many passions. It would help them to really like narrow down their options and get to one passion, just because the MBTI test tells you everything. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And you also follow horoscope, right? Like
Horoscope, yeah, somewhat.
somewhat?
Yes, yeah.
के हो तिम्रो चाहिँ?
I'm a Cancer.
Cancer?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm Virgo. मलाई त्यति थाहा छैन.
No.
होइन? I have no idea.
Well, you have a wife that follows.
Yeah, she follows and she tells me you're this and that.
Yeah.
क्यान्सरको चाहिँ के हुन्छ ट्रेड्सहरू?
Cancer, they're very emotionally driven, just like the MBTI test said. And we tend to care a lot about other people. But the bad side is that we get really affected by other people as well.
अँ,
So most of the cancers, त्यस्तै हुन्छ फेरि. It's not just me. So it's, I don't know, it's so common. So I believe in that somewhat.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This segment, I just want to get few information from you, and then after that, we will dive into that. First segment is Chito Mito segment. Okay. So Chito Mito segment, you just have to answer in one word or one sentence.
Okay.
Rapid fire, I know you can think about it. तर धेरै explanation गर्नु पर्दैन. Okay, Chito Mito. Okay, this is Chito Mito with Nisa. What comes to your mind when I say the word doctor?
Doctor, passion,
Friendship,
memories.
social medias. What comes to your mind?
Joy, I don't know.
Okay. Is there any best advice you have received in your life?
Well, there's a quote by George Herbert, I believe, that goes as where there's a will, there's a way. So whatever that you say, the will word छ नि जेमा पनि I will do this, I will do that, I will become this, I will become that. There's a way to get there no matter what. क्या? So I think that ties in with the quote, dream so big, हुन्छ नि, you can dream as big as you want. So where there's a will, there's a way.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Is there any recommendation, guest recommendation you have for me?
Jay Shetty.
Jay Shetty. I'm manifesting that I'll be welcoming Jay Shetty to my podcast, Guff-Gaaf. Or maybe I can go to his podcast on
No,
purpose.
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, manifest गर्दा भन्दा. Okay, nice. You did really well with Chito Mito. Now अर्को segment छ. त्यो पनि सानो. This or that. यो कि त्यो. एउटा मात्रै छान्नु पर्यो हैन. If you could live in Quebec or Ottawa?
Oh, Quebec City.
Quebec City.
That's my home.
That's still your home.
That's still my home. Yeah, if I'm old and retired, I think I would go back to Quebec City and live there.
Okay. I know you're a foodie.
Yeah.
I know. Even though you're a picky eater, you love food, I know. If you could pick poutine or pani puri?
Pani puri.
Pani puri?
Yeah. Just the Nepali taste of everything compared to your Western. I prefer that. Yeah, so pani puri.
Pani puri, okay. So, I know you're in social media. Which one you like, TikTok or Instagram?
Oh, that's hard. I think Instagram, because that's the OG. TikTok the अलिक पछि आएको हो नि त. So Instagram.
Instagram, okay, nice. You like watching movies or reading books about that movie?
I think as of now, I like watching a movie rather than the book. Yeah.
Okay.
Because like I said, I read more wellness and personal growth. This the movie and the movie got the more sci-fi concept, which I don't read. So I think movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the last one is, you prefer texting or calling?
Texting. I don't like calling.
You don't like
No, I'm
phone
an
call?
introvert.
You don't like phone calls?
No, I don't like
Okay.
phone calls.
Okay. All right. So talking about social media, मलाई चाहिँ, I don't know, the generation gap भएर होला, I always feel I'm a little bit back with the trend, I know. And you always like bring me back to the trend. First, like हामीले TikTok सुरु गर्दा पनि, like I used to follow what trends going on, and I think like you're up to date with the trend. Is that because of the generation gap?
I think I'm just on it more than you are. That's like you have a good routine in the morning, whereas well, I wake up and I go to TikTok, you know. So I think it's just the matter of being there more.
What's the trending right now?
Oh, I don't know if it's on TikTok or not, but the ice bucket challenge is all over.
Everyone's doing it.
Everyone's doing it. We did that like back in 2016.
Yeah.
So that's coming back with the teenagers.
coming
That's all I can think of.
Okay. Nice. हल्का मलाई जान्नु मन परेको कुरा चाहिँ सानोमै आयो, तिमी 5 वर्ष हुँदा आयो हैन. Even though सानोमा आएपछि like you learn the language, किनभने it's easier for you than ठुलो मान्छेलाई
Yeah,
French सिक्नु.
नानीको brain is like a sponge,
Yeah.
so it absorbs everything. Yeah.
तर कतिको गाह्रो थियो, like त्यो सानै बच्चा like नयाँ देशमा नेपालदेखि आउँदा कतिको
मलाई त्यस्तो याद छैन. Like, I don't remember anything. All I remember is that everyone was very accepting, and it was so easy to adapt to the culture just because I was at such a young age. अब अहिलेको age, I'm 20 years old. If I was to go back to Quebec and learn everything, त्यति बेला गाह्रो हुन्थ्यो होला. But it wasn't that hard from what I remember. No.
Okay. And अघि भने जस्तै you said people were nice.
Yeah, especially the teachers, because school was the place that I was at every day. The teachers were extremely supportive, and I went to a very diverse school, so that was very helpful as well.
Okay. त्यसो भने त्यस्तो you didn't have bad experience.
No, not at all. Thankfully.
That's good. That's good. What about here in Ontario?
Oh, kind of did. When
Yeah.
I first moved here, about everyone knew English. I was known to be the Frenchie, which was the person who spoke in French. Only I came here to practice English, but they would only speak to me in French, yeah. So I didn't really like that at that time. Sometimes I would get bullied because whenever I spoke in English, I had that heavy accent. I don't know if Nepali accent or French, but mine would be mixed. So yeah, it was kind of a hard experience adapting to यहाँको चाहिँ culture rather than Quebec.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you feel like suddenly Quebec, your home, then you moved to Ontario?
I felt forced.
You were forced, yeah.
I was forced. No one asked me if I wanted to or not, but I'm thankful because it's a capital city after all. There's more opportunities here, and I'm thankful that I got to learn a second language, a third language. Yeah.
I noticed, I think तिमी क्युबेकमा हुँदाखेरि you learned a lot of skills, like skills in sports, होइन? Like most of the winter sports you can do.
Yeah, I know skating. सबै आउँछ, yeah.
Yeah, skating and the mountain त्यो झर्ने लागि
Skiहरू.
skiing, you know everything.
Yeah.
It's like you learned from school?
Yeah, they would, oh my god, they would take us everywhere, and they were just so engaging. And I find that यता त्यस्तो धेरै रहेन रहेछ त्यस्तोहरू. Yeah. And I was also surrounded by a lot of अब नेपाली मान्छेहरू थिएन क्या, so I had all kind of friends, and उनीहरूकै families, like, they would take me to do so and stuff. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. यहाँ त छैन, then we didn't learn, होइन? And I still try to learn as an adult, then I left
But
most
it's
of them in
harder because your brain is more complex now
Yeah.
than when. Yeah.
Yeah. Ottawa, have you skated on the Rideau Canal?
I have, but not recently. When I was much younger, yeah.
Okay. How was your experience there?
It was good. My goal is to complete the whole, I think 7 kilometers, the whole trial, but I don't know when that'll be.
Okay. And you still have friends in Quebec?
Yeah, I still have a lot of friends that did my elementary school and part of middle school there. Yeah.
Okay, nice. All right. So let's move a little bit towards the books, because that's, I think, we had multiple conversations for so long. किताबको बारेमा गफ गर्दा त it keeps going, I know. And I asked this to my brother too. कि like, why should we read? Like, पढ्दा के हुन्छ? What's the value on reading?
I think पढेर you get to have such an open mind to everything. I know you get to learn so much through books, and your vocabulary kind of धेरै राम्रो हुन्छ compared to someone who doesn't read. And it's such a, everyone has their passion, whether it's sports, whether it's makeup नै केटीहरूको लागि, but I think reading should be incorporated in everyone's daily life, just because it's such a healthy habit.
Do you know, like, people actually like dream of working in a bookstore? A lot of people. They feel it's like a heaven.
No, I'm so grateful that I got the opportunity to work there. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, all right. So now university life, I know. I remember my university life. It was hectic. It was busy, like paper after paper until, and now काम पनि छ, अरू volunteering work पनि छ, work life. त्यो balance गर्नु एकदमै गाह्रो क्या, होइन? And then you don't know, like, पासहरू पनि हुँदैन नि त. You struggle a bit, and there's a lot of things to do. There's financial struggle पनि हुन्छ. So I remember, like, being in that hectic situation back in my university days. अहिले कस्तो छ? What has changed? Like, how is your experience going on?
It's quite the same. I mean, I'm the first one in my family to go to university, so to think about that, I'm just grateful that I have the opportunity. But you're right, it's so hectic, especially me as a science student. It's just lab reports, 3 hours labs, 4 hours lab, back to back. So it gets hard from time to time, but I don't know, someone has to do it. Keep on.
You have been managing it.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Sometimes balancing that with work gets hard, but yeah, there are weeks that I don't work at all too.
Do you like writing paper or doing the practical?
That's a tough question because as a science student, you have to put focus on both. But I think I'm more of a practical mindset. I like doing the labs and understanding it through doing it rather than just like sitting there for hours and just writing your results. Because the report the after the lab one, yeah.
Health को बारेमा पढ्दाखेरि I'm sure you learn a lot about human body and what's good for us, what's not good for us, you know. And I've been a little bit thinking about my lifestyle, like के खाने, के गर्ने, exercise, sport, food and stuff like that. And you know our diet as a Nepali family, you know. Have you noticed like or what you learned from your class where that this food what we're consuming is pretty bad? Like
First of all, is chia.
chia, yeah.
Everyone has chia, Nepali family, man, and sugar is so bad for you. Especially if you drink chia like 5 times a day, which happens in some households. So yeah, cutting down on sugar is so important. Even I don't really do it. I'm still working on it, but I'm sure you know the importance of that as well.
Yeah.
Chia, and a lot of Nepali people eat a lot धेरै oily food, which is really bad for us. So no, yeah, sugar, chia, even नुन पनि धेर चर्को खाने हुन्छ नि, it's really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was listening to a podcast and the doctor was saying like sugar is the new drug or something. Like you get addicted to it and like हामीले खानेमा sugar मात्रै हैन नि त there is sugar in like most of the food that we consume. And we don't
Exactly.
realize it.
Oh, same with caffeine.
Caffeine, okay.
Yeah, like I go to library very often, so I need the caffeine. I'm like addicted. Caffeine bina पढ्नै मन पर्दैन. But the truth is that there's a hormone in your body that releases caffeine naturally, and realistically that should be enough for you to go through the day. But for someone like me, I keep on like intake गरेको caffeine, and it's become an addiction now, which is really bad because caffeine is not only हुन्छ नि harmful for your body, but teethको लागि पनि नराम्रो हो, stainsहरू हुन्छ. So
Yeah.
that's one thing.
Yeah, I remember going to a dentist and he said if you take coffee or tea then you have to rinse it after. हैन mouth was गरिहाल्नुपर्छ नभए stain हुन्छ भन्थ्यो. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think the health science part I listened to a lot of podcasts about it even though I'm not into it. हैन मलाई आउँदै आउँदैन. How did you get into that? Like what inspired you? Like how did you picked that health?
Science,
Yeah,
biology.
science. Yeah.
I think सानैदेखि नै I was naturally better at science and biology, the physics, mathematics. So naturally I was drawn to it. But when I knew that that was the thing I wanted to do was high school ma grade 11 ma, I think grade 10 11 ma, we will learn biological processes like glycolysis or homeostasis, and I would go back home and try to teach that to my grandparents. So that's when I was like, oh, this is really my passion, this is what I wanted to do, so yeah. And I've always been so intrigued about how the human body works and why we do certain things, why certain things happen the way they do. So yeah, it's always been a why question, and I think me going to that field would kind of like answer back to that question one is though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you didn't take break. Graduation bhएर you went to university directly, हैन?
Directly, yes.
In my experience in that time, अब त्यति बेला you had a group of friends, you know, and based on what they do, you change your habits, हैन? When you do education, you didn't think about money, working, other stuff. There was no distraction.
No, not at all. I think my ultimate goal was like education was always a part of my priority. That's just the kind of environment I grew up with. Mero Sanuma, people would go outside to enjoy and stuff like that. For me, it would just be to stay inside and read or like do my schoolwork, you know. So it's always been like that. So this the distractions. I just want to say
I said, okay.
no.
Yeah, okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. All right. One thing that we started doing back in 2024 January was whenever we go to watch movies, theater ma only movies that theater ma chaleko, we started doing movie reviews. I know.
I was forced to do that.
You're forced. Yeah. But eventually, like we started having fun. Like अहिले movie हेर्नु छ भने I start thinking about while watching, you know, like reviewमा के दिने भन्ने I start thinking about it, होइन. You like how do you feel right now, like whenever we go to
The
watch
movie.
yeah.
You know, I actually like that we started doing that because पहिला त म movie हेर्दा I would watch it just to watch it. But अहिले आएर because of the terms you use, like the BGM, खोइ के background musicहरू भन्नुहुन्छ नि, I know more terms and I feel like I'm more educated on how to tell if it's a good movie or not. So I like that we do it. It's fun, but at the same time, it's like critical thinking on there.
Yeah, I think that's the main goal कि अब मैले हेरेँ मलाई मन पर्यो परेन तर at least I put the review over there and people to judge. I know, like if I say the movie is trash, then they can think twice. You know, like,
Exactly. Don't waste the money. Yeah.
yeah. And I'm not spending a lot of money because I get free movie.
I go for free, guys.
Yeah,
पैसा तिर्दिन.
we get free tickets from Cineflex.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like my generation used to be dedicated into certain like Bollywood, Hollywood. अब हामी नेपालमा भएपछि मोस्टली नेपाली मुभिज हेर्ने धेर बलिउड हेर्ने होइन. I think Gen Z's, you're Gen Z, right? So Gen Z's here, like they're into a lot of movies, like what different genre or different countries. Or what are you into?
Movies? Well, I do like Bollywood movies as well. Certain kind of Bollywoods, like thriller. Let's say Deva, I'm lost about her. I really like that. But I've also always watched K-dramas and Korean movies. I believe that their psychological thrillers are so much, they're so nice. So yeah, here and there, Korean and Bollywood back and forth. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know people who watch Korean dramas. They're, I don't know, it's hard for them to deal because I don't know how
high expectations. No, but that's how it should be.
Yeah. Korean movies are like up there, like you know. Even the series are up there. Their standards are so high, and you compare it to other than.
But then, have you watched When Life Gives You Tangerine?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, men should be like that.
Yeah. See.
Gwansik, you know.
I can't be that, guys. This is the movie. This is real life. आउँछ त कोरियन.
Korean बोल्न त आउँदैन but सुने भने अलिअलि बुझ्छु because it's been almost 11 years since I've watched shows, variety shows, Running Man.
So क्यानाडामा सानोमा आयो होइन नेपालको थाहै छैन but you still understand नेपाली, like you speak नेपाली. तर पढ्नु आउँछ नेपाली?
पढ्नु 2 घन्टा लागेर
लेख्नु आउँदैन.
2 घन्टा लागेर आउँछ.
नाम लेख्नु आउँछ?
नाम लेख्नु आउँछ.
Okay. How do you feel like you speak the language, नेपाली बोल्छौ, बुझ्छौ, तर like लेख्नु, like पढ्नु आउँदैन, like how do you feel? Because I know तिमीहरूको different situation थियो.
It is very different. तर पढ्न लेख्न नआए पनि बोल्न चाहिँ घरमै बोलेर आएको हो. So it just feels like natural. There's not much to think about. तर when it comes to like घर कहाँ हो भन्छ नि, what's your ethnicity भन्दा नेपाल भनिन्छ नि, त्यति बेला चाहिँ it feels like Nepal. Like I don't remember anything about it. So I feel like if I was to go there, some kind of identity crisis आउँछ जस्तो लाग्यो क्या. Because I've never हुन्छ नि केही पनि याद, there's no memories there. But yeah, it is a weird thing that I can speak it, I can't write it, I can't read it, and calling Nepal home feels kind of weird.
Yeah. Would you go back, like Nepal जानु मन लाग्छ?
Of course, especially the campमा. I would really want to see where I was born and the kind of environment I was born in because, like you said, I have no idea. मलाई थाहा थिएन freeze हुँदैन थियो भनेर. So those things, yeah.
I think about it, yeah, because I came in my teenage, so I had that experience. I can remember the kids who came very young, they have different experience. Yeah.
Yeah, अनि we don't really think about it. That's the thing. तपाईँहरूको त memories छ त्यो you हुन्छ नि you want to relive those memories and you always talk about how यस्तो भयो हुन्थ्यो फेरि त्यो त्यो जमानामा गयो हुन्थ्यो but we don't have anything to think about. So त्यस्तो सोचाइ नै हुँदैन. Yeah, it's just we live हाम्रो everyday life without really thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. You had lots of friends in Quebec, then you moved to Ottawa. How hard was it for you to make new friends?
Make new friends. Well, I think that's also to do with how extroverted and introverted you are. I've always been like एक्लै बस्ने and हुन्छ नि त्यस्तो खालको मान्छे. Even in Quebec, I made friends through school. स्कुलमै गएर बोल्थ्यो बोल्थ्यो अनि घरमा आएर चाहिँ I would just हुन्छ नि I would like to be alone. So yeah, आएर not that it was necessarily hard, but everyone had their own clique already. हुन्छ नि त्यो group of friends already.
Yeah.
So to try to fit in there was kind of hard, but eventually I found my own people, I think. Yeah.
What do you value in friendship?
In friendship, I think respect more than anything. I think there has to be respect, and the respect is like the big umbrella, and under that there are the trust huncha, truthful huncha, and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you're in your 20s, right?
Yeah.
Boys को attention कति का हुन्छ?
Stop.
You get lots of attention?
Not as much as teenager.
Not as much. Okay. Okay.
Well, I think every girl does. That's just how naturally huncha त्यो त, I think. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you like? It's for future, and what do you look into your like romantic partner? Because for friendship you say respect. A romantic partner, ma?
I think goal oriented huनुपर्छ. Like he has to have a certain kind of goals to reach. And so career wise, I think that it's really important to be educated as he can be, and also he has to maintain good relationship with his family. अनि just त्यो मान्छेहरू कसरी बोल्छ नि, I think that's really important to me, how you talk to other people. He has to be intelligent in that kind of a thing. Yeah.
Nice.
And emotionally intelligent as well.
Yes, that's the requirement for a future join. This is the ad. Anyways, so I know like you always talk about traveling, like you want to travel,
Yeah.
Top 3 countries that you want to travel in your future.
First one has to be Italy. I've always said Italy, especially the Lake Como के भन्छ नि. That. Second, I think Korea, South Korea.
South Korea.
Yeah, just because I've grown up watching all of those things. And third, maybe Nepal or Bhutan, just because our parents are from there. I would love to see how they lived, where they grew up, where their childhood was spent. So yeah.
Okay. That's your top 3 destination to go. Top 3 books you can recommend to people who start reading.
Habits of Highly Effective People. And if you're a teenager, then the teenage version. And I think the second one, I would say Atomic Habits. I think that's kind of important. And last, Courage is Calling भन्ने एउटा philosophyको book छ. That's very important. Like, especially the daily life मा incorporate गर्नु. The things you learn from that book is very valuable. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I remember तिम्रो like teenage मा football खेल्थ्यौ.
Soccer?
Soccer.
I used to love soccer.
Then?
What happened? Well, life happened.
You stopped playing.
No, it's also because it was like a transition phase to university life. हुन्छ नि त्यो high school को, it was like a high school thing, सानोको thing, and it stopped being a part of my life. हुन्छ नि, everyone grows up. I think I just grew out of it, but I still love watching it. I still know the rules and everything, so yeah, I like watching it.
Okay. And for sport, soccer is the only one that...
Soccer, I played volleyball, and I like to play badminton, even though I'm not that good at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Another thing we jam into is dancing.
Oh,
You know?
dancing?
Yeah. So you started dancing when you were really young.
Really young, yes. I used to look at myself the mirror and I used to dance for hours and hours just looking at my reflection. I think I was a little self-obsessed.
Okay, I have a couple of videos तिमी नाचेको सानोको भिडियोहरू पनि छ होइन um, so you like dancing like Nepali cultural.
Yeah, some people are, naturally, you must know it. I think it just comes to them. They're just a natural dancer. They like music and everything. And I kind of grew up around it since my sister used to dance a lot. And looking at her and you, like, that naturally started becoming my passion. And I like doing it even now. It releases stress, yeah.
Yeah, you still dance, right? And a couple of like ठुलो programs eventतिर पनि गएर dance गरेको छ नि त perform. Any other dance form that you like to learn?
Well, I've never really learned hip hop or anything. Ani from सानैदेखि नाचेर होला. It's just नेपाली मात्रै भएको छ नि त. So I would love to learn the Western खालको dances and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll be good at it or not. किनकि एउटै त हुँदैन from our culture dances, but I would love to explore, yeah.
Okay. And एउटा कुरा what I noticed was you listen to music in like slow motion, like low something, yeah. What kind of music that you listen to, and why is you put it on
The slowed
yeah,
versions,
slow version?
it's just so therapeutic. I don't know. I don't like the big hyped music, especially when I'm studying. It kind of mindfulness is so therapeutic, and I feel like it helps me think at a deeper level.
Makes sense. So music is your therapy.
Yeah, definitely. Especially slowed or like, R&B type of music. I love those ones.
And mostly like Hindi.
Hindi, Nepali too, and English as well.
Okay. And I think Timur Nepali is like really well, like it's better than a lot of kids in your age. Yeah, that I noticed. Even when you were really young, when I met you, like your Nepali was pretty good. So is that because of your like family situation? Like how did you learn it?
I think it's mostly the credit goes to my grandparents because उहाँहरूले नै बोलेर I spoke. म जहिले घरमा नेपाली नै बोल्थेँ and त्यस्तै हो अहिले पनि घरमा नेपाली नै बोलिन्छ. We don't really speak in English. It was like English चाहिँ स्कुलमा घरमा चाहिँ नेपाली. So it's like unsettled rule but naturally नै हुन्थ्यो and अहिले पनि हुन्छ. So I think that's why from practicing it every day it's been stable and good, yeah.
Whenever there's a soccer tournament in Canada, you're there?
No, not to every single one.
What? So, kina जानु मन लाग्छ? Because like you really want to go to soccer tournaments whenever I'm playing.
I'll tell you why. It's because सानैदेखि गोल खेलेर I made a few friends गोलमा and some of them have stuck with me हुन्छ नि. अनि we grew up together but they live really far and I didn't drive and कहाँ जाने नै हुँदैन थियो. अनि the only time I got to meet those friends were soccer tournaments. So whenever you would go, I would really love to tag along just to meet them and spend some time with them because those were the only times I could meet them. Yeah, mostly चाहिँ
Okay. And then you would get tired more than me because I was playing and you're just walking around and you get tired.
But I would still spend time with them and that's all that really mattered to me at that time.
Okay, nice. And now I stop playing. Then no more tournaments.
But I will still go to meet them.
You'll still go to the tournaments. Okay. So very local, like grassroots question. Okay. So you went to lots of tournaments.
Tournaments?
यो अन्टारियोमा कुन सिटीको सकर टिम खतरा लाग्छ तिमीलाई?
तपाईँहरूको थियो नि यहाँ क्यानाडामा
युनाइटेड
that one I was a big fan because मेरै brother लोकेहरू पनि थियो. I had some brothers, you were there हुन्छ नि. It was just everyone I knew and they were so good as well and they won a few tournaments. So from my memories that's the team that I really
All right.
liked.
So it's
Yeah.
2017 and 18.
2017, 18, that was the prime time.
All right. Good. Good knowledge about soccer. And every time I meet you with you, we talk, and I feel like you have a lot of understanding about a lot of topics. अनि गफ गर्दा नि एकदम मजाको गफ गफ हुन्छ होइन with you. And I think this episode is just introduction of you to the audience. And later on, I think we can dive into a lot of different topics that you are passionate about. And I want to dive more into the health science phase, next episode. And how was your experience coming here today?
Oh, I was very nervous at first because I thought I would be laughing all the time because I see you every day, you know, I can't be serious with you, but it wasn't too bad. No, I liked it. And thank you for having me.
So you like the segments?
I like that segments, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the segments.
Okay, I'll try to work more on segments.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay. All right. Yeah, thank you very much for coming. I think we had a great fun. All right. So looking forward to many more conversation together. अहिलेको लागि चाहिँ हामी यहीँ समाप्त गरौँ. And I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.